Well, he has made millions laugh and inspired just as many.
For a long time, a lot of people, they called me the Stuttering Comedian, and that's because for over 10 years, I had a really bad publicist. But I also had a really bad stutter. Good stutter, bad stutter. I don't know, because one time I stuttered for so long, this guy was like, "That was a good one." And I was like, "Stop molesting me." And guys, I'm joking. I couldn't say stop because of the stutter. You're okay. Come on. We'll get through this. Just to quote my uncle, but
Comedian and actor Drew Lynch stole America's heart on season 10 of America's Got Talent. He got the golden buzzer, finished runner-up. For some time known as the Stuttering Comedian, he is coming to Tacoma's Comedy Club in downtown Tacoma this week. Drew, welcome to Seattle's Morning News. Nice to have you.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Drew, I just want to get started with walk us through a little bit of your background, your career. You were known, at least at the beginning, as a stuttering comedian. This had something to do with a traumatic brain injury?
Yeah, so that was certainly not a title I gave myself. That kind of makes it sound like I superimposed a name as like as a hero of some type, just to fight crime or something. It felt very just kind of bestowed upon me, but I understand where it came from because in the very early on into my adulthood, I was 20 years old and I was playing shortstop on a softball team, and just as a freak accident, a grounder kind of went sideways when I was trying to field it, and it had hit me in my throat, and I'd fallen and hit my head on the ground, not really thinking anything of it. It was just kind of like, oh, this is just a routine, error. And I had had a vocal contusion and a major concussion that was later diagnosed as a TBI, which is a traumatic brain injury from the impact of my head smacking the ground. And so the next day I woke up, my roommate had to rush me to the hospital because my speech was all, I was disoriented. My speech was really staccato and slurred, and I didn't have motor, like the nerve feelings and control of my motor skills on the left side of my body. So it was a pretty freaky thing, and so like such a pivotal moment to my already existing career, because I didn't want to do stand up. I just I hadn't tried it, and so I was out in LA to do acting, and I'd already had a manager, an agent, and auditions and callbacks, appointments. I was on hold for things for CBS that week, the week that my injury happened. So when I couldn't get hired anymore as an actor, that was when I kind of turned to stand up as just the next best outlet.
Was there a point when you went, hey, I can do this. I've never done stand up before, but it's helping me heal, and this is going to be great.
Oh, I don't know that I've ever said that. I still am figuring it out. I don't know that I'm good right now. It taught me the word economy. It was kind of this built-in sort of like lesson, more than just learning like compassion and how to navigate like an adversity and your whole life just being upended. It really taught me some core principles of comedy, like word economy, and teaching you that like the last syllable or the last word that you end up using can change the whole context of the sentence you led up to that point. So it was kind of a tool almost, and it taught me so much.
Okay, we're being way too serious. You're a comedian. This is really heavy. What can we expect in your show, man?
Just more of this, honestly. I hope it's just as serious at my shows. I hope to have a PowerPoint behind me, and I'm able to say, here's what a TBI is. Here's what comedy taught me. I love coming out to Tacoma because it's you meet a lot of people who who are like, they're just kind of wandering around in Tacoma. It's very strange. Like, it's almost like a town that's, you're like passing through and you're like, wait, what do you, like, I'll see people from the show, like out at breakfast, like the next day. And then I'll see them at like I'll see them at bowling. And I'm like, wait, what, do you have a job? Cause I do, but mine's like at night. So why are you where I am?
I got to tell you, your tour popped on my radar because of what happened in Spokane, not to bring the conversation down again, but that was amazing. Has everyone recovered? When you were in Spokane, an audience member had a heart attack.
Yeah, it was kind of rude, honestly. I hate when people pretend to have a heart attack in order to get out of seeing the rest of my show. It's super frustrating. It happens every week.
He's fine, right? Let's point out that
yes,
the guy
of course
is fine.
He is. Oh, yes, of course. Yes. Well, come on. You want comedy, and now you're all being sensitive. Like, is he okay? Is he all right? Yeah, he's fine. He's alive and well. We text every day. You know what? I'm going to call him right now. I'm going to FaceTime him. You got 2 guests on now.
That would be awesome if you can make that happen.
It would be awesome, actually. He's. I text him pretty much every other day, and to kind of like tell you what happened in Spokane. I was just about 10 or 12 minutes into the set. And then a guy had collapsed in the crowd, and everybody else in the audience, they responded immediately. Like people helped him to the ground. People were starting to clear out furniture, and then you hear someone announce. They say, "I'm administering CPR," and then someone else said, "I'll be your second." Someone immediately locked into checking his vitals to try to get him a pulse. Someone called 911. Someone moved their car out of the front entrance. So when the paramedics arrived, like all this happened silently. It was like quiet but deliberate communication, and it just felt like it was being in an operating room. And he had no pulse for over 5 minutes, and then they brought him back just before the paramedics got there. They were able to revive him. And so my openers and we went to see him the next day in the hospital to cheer him up, finish the show. And it's a pretty amazing story. Because I like truly, we all witnessed a miracle that night, and we didn't know how the rest of the night was going. Like I have no idea how the rest of the night would look had we lost him.
We're speaking with Drew Lynch. Drew, comedy is really evolving over the past couple of years. You see comics who are selling out arenas, massive podcasts. Who are some of the comics that you like to follow, and what are some of the things you're noticing about your business that has changed over the past decade or so?
Yeah, I think, I follow so many comics. I mean, so many of my friends from all different like levels. That's the thing. Comedy's so fluid. One year someone will be all the way up here and then it comes back down. I mean, it's I think what's important is, one of my favorites is Nate Bargatze. He's like so clean. He's just so, I like Jim Gaffigan as well. These guys are like clean, wholesome comics. They're great writers. These are the type of people who I think the world needs right now. I mean, even not to bring it back to Spokane, but just so many things usually going on in this world have to do with how you align politically or how you align socially, or what's your class, what makes you different, and that's your tribe. And I think at the end of the day, we all just kind of forget that we're human beings. We should just be human beings, and we should find something common to laugh about in that. Trying to create an identity from an audience that way, I think it's just trying to implement the healthy reminder that we're all struggling. We're all dealing with something, and the way that we're in this comedy boom right now is because so many people are finding their audiences, and some people are just finding that they're just going to be authentically themselves, and hopefully try to do good for the world. And hopefully at the end of the day, that's enough for people to want more of.
Charlie brought up podcasts. You have one too called Did I Stutter? What's different from your stand-up show and the podcast?
Well, I'm sitting down in my podcast. It's a lot of sitting. That's the first thing you notice. You're like, he's not standing up at all. I end up going on like just these wild wild tangents. Like if you want to see me unravel as a human being, which I know you do, I would go over there. I'm on stage all composed. Look at what I wrote. Look at what I tried. Look at you laughing. If you want to watch me crumble under the no response of laughter, that's what that podcast is. You want to watch when things don't get edited and you're like, man, this is somehow making my drive to work worse. That's what my podcast is. I'm here to slow down and remind you of your traffic you're sitting in.
How hard is it to have a comic on your podcast? I mean, I know these guys give no breaks. So what is that like? Is it nerve-wracking?
To have another comic on the pod? No, I mean, these guys it's not nerve-wracking. It's only nerve-wracking in that, like, sometimes you can't control what comics say. They're a little bit like, it's a little bit like a jet ski. You're just kind of like, all right, I'm in water and I'm going to throttle, but I can't quite control I know generally the direction we're headed, but please don't hit that yacht right there. I don't have insurance. This is a rental. So it's a little bit like that. Comics, they say whatever they say, and they don't, a lot of them don't care. A lot of them are just like, oh, sorry, whoops. And I think cancel culture is somewhat less, but it's also like my brand is somewhat, I'm a wholesome fella. So it's a wholesome thing. So, it is kind of difficult when you have a comic who comes on, which all my comics are friends of mine. So they know who I am and they know the way that I am. So I pretty much gel with everybody, but sometimes you'll get a comic who says something out of pocket and you're like, whoa, we don't have commercials to cut to.
Oh yeah, that happens. What would you be doing if not comedy?
Oh, you ever heard the song "If I Wasn't Doing This, I'd Be Doing This" by Luke Combs? That's the way I feel. I literally feel like if I wasn't doing this, I think I'd still be doing this somehow. Like if someone was like, comedy's not an option, then I would probably be the first guy who maybe I would go out on the street with a microphone and a nana and just start yelling at people. And they'd be like, I think we're going to come see this guy. You got to come see, he's on the street.
It's funny.
Literally, this probably happens in Tacoma. In Tacoma, people are just yelling into fruit. They're just holding fruit and yelling into it. You're like, you got to come see this guy. No, he talks about the gospel, but in a funny way. Come on down.
Well, Drew Lynch, we're looking forward to you performing in Tacoma. You're at the Tacoma Comedy Club. Is coming up Thursday through Saturday. And if people want to find out more, we do have details we have on mynorthwest.com. Drew, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great show. Take care.